Today I will be showing you how to script a candle as well as implementing it into Unity. This is just the basic introduction. You should have this automatically generated by Unity. The steps I will show you here is simply what parameters you need to declare in the first sequence of your script. You will need two bools, two game objects, as well as some audio clips and an audio source. You will need to create a void, which you can call for the sake of ease onTriggerEnter, and you can call another one onTriggerExit. Now, what these will simply do is check or uncheck the first bool you created. Next, you will create an if function in the update, and you will simply say that if the game object called the light is active, then the bool status called the light status is also true, or reversibly then false. Next, you will want to create another if function where you will simply say that if you press E, both the flame and the light objects will be activated, and your audio will be prompted to play one shot, that is only one time, the audio source, the audio clip you have selected as the match strike. So when the candle is lit, it will make that sound. You should also create an if function for when you press E another time. This time, however, you will want to set the light and the flame to false, and you will also wish for your audio source to play a different audio clip. Another thing you have to keep in mind is that I accidentally made a few mistakes in my first attempt at the script. So here is the revised version. All in all, it's basically the same script, but I have taken the if functions and I have developed them a bit further, as well as specifying that in the initial onTriggerEnter and onTriggerExit, which will determine the bools, I've specified that the tag for the other colliders is the player, which will disable any distortion from other objects. Perhaps some other box collider might be in the way and thus cause the script to be activated if the player isn't there. Another thing you have to do is simply divide you have to create two different if functions. One where you can press E only when the light is on, and one if function where you can press E and it will have an effect only if the on switch or the light function is turned off. So in effect that will generate that if you press E when the light is off, you will light the candle, and reversibly when you press E and the light is turned off, you will, or turned on, you will turn off the light. So in order to actually implement the candle script into Unity, I have simply created a sample scene for you to follow along. I just created a plane, a first-person controller, a cube, and right now I'm creating an empty game object. You can call it candle, and the cube here will simply be a symbol for the actual candle model. I won't be using any such model in this tutorial. Now this is all just representing the actual candle. You might want to download some audio clips. You can use free royalty stuff easily to mimic the sound of when a candle is being lit and when it is being put out. Now what I'm doing here is creating a point light which will be mimicking the candle light effect. So when you light a candle, you obviously want some light, and you also want this light to be turned on and off as you press E. What you could do is you could add a particle system, which I will do in a minute. Now, the scripting and the Unity implementation is fairly straightforward. You just simply drag and drop the things that should be contained in the different bars. So, for example, if you want the candle light to be deactivated and activated, you simply drag and drop it into that bar, and it should work. Now what I've did here is made a particle system to represent a potential flame, if you would like that, and the audio source is simply there to play your audio. Now you don't need to you just simply search for your audio and it will find it, and the script will then play it. Now I will attempt to play here and it will not work, and I will show you also in the video why it doesn't work. So I go to it and I cannot press E and nothing will happen because you need to add a box collider, and you also need to set the box collider to is trigger, and you should scale it accordingly. So if you want it to be like I'm gonna scale it to 2 by 2 by 2, I think. Yeah, and that will, you see the green outline there will show you if the player is inside one of those green bars, he will activate the script, and now it should work. So I press E, the light goes out and the particles go out, and if I press E again they reignite. So there you go, that's a basic script for a very basic candle. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to our channel and help us out. We're an indie developer, so any support is really appreciated. And have a nice day.